What's up, guys? This is Seth with IndieManCareer.com and Skip College for Success. I show people how to get jobs in digital marketing with no previous experience or education. In this video, I want to talk to you about the fact that no matter where you are when you watch this video, I guarantee you are further ahead than I was when I was your age. I wanted it to be a little bit of an inspirational video because I know I run into a lot of people who are either feeling a bit doubtful about what they're capable of, or a lot of times what people run into, especially in the culture today. It's worse than when I was a kid because there was no Facebook back then, there was no Instagram, there was no like internet celebrity back then. We just had like our classrooms and our friends and the TV. So we weren't comparing ourselves to that many other people, you know? Like for me, I wanted to be a filmmaker, and so I would be like, oh, I want to be like Steven Spielberg or something. But I wasn't like constantly looking at people around me and comparing myself like, oh, I'm not where I should be further ahead in life as much as you guys, I think you do. And some people even write to me, I think it's hilarious because they'll say, I'm 28. Am I too old to get into digital marketing? Like, are you crazy? You're young. But no matter if I think I didn't have any real financial success until my late 30s. Okay? So some of you watching this are like 22 and you're like, oh, I'm so old. I haven't made it yet. You know, like you are like, it's absurd. I had the same feeling. I will say this. I think it's a common human thing. When I was like 24 or 5, I did feel like, oh, I failed in life. But you remember, I was like sleeping in my car in Hawaii, you know, with my college degree. My family was like beside themselves. They didn't know what to make of it. I couldn't keep a job. I had been waiting tables because that was the only job I could find that like paid anything better than an office job. You know, I was unhappy. I was confused. And I really had it at that age that like, I'm done. I missed the boat because I didn't graduate college and become this instant success. Somehow I have no hope in life. And I think that is really a product of how we're brought up in school a lot. I mean, it's my responsibility, but like, you know, you're brought up to get good grades, good grades, good grades. And someone pointed this out to me too, that I think is really interesting, is that in school, you're encouraged to get 90 and 100% on tests. I'm like, life doesn't work that way. In real life, if you get if you have like 10% success, you're successful. But wherever you're at, you're ahead of me. So when I meet people or talk to people, sometimes I realize because Matt and I and other people, you know, Aaron Clary, you know, we're relatively, I'm like the smallest YouTube channel of all those guys, but like we're like little mini internet celebrities, and people look at us in a certain way, like, oh wow, you guys are so amazing, you do all this cool stuff, and I'm like, it's true. I really am very proud of, and I'm fulfilled by what we do and the difference we make with people, and the fact that I can be out here, you know, in the middle of the day. But when I was your age, man, I was a train wreck. And so I have students who are like, even when you guys are in your 20s and you're already working these digital marketing jobs, and then suddenly you start freelancing or you're building your own, you know, products and stuff. It's like, dude, you are like so far ahead of me. So even if you're just watching this video and you're one of those people who's watched a lot of my videos or Matt's videos, and you're kind of still sitting there on the fence, like, I don't know if I can do this, if it's going to work for me, you're still ahead of me. Because like, I can't explain to you how confused I was in my 20s. You know, I moved back in with my parents, and this was in the early 2000s. You know, I didn't know anything about the internet or marketing. I told Karen, we were talking, I said I used to have to look in the classified ads for a job. That's how long ago this was. I'd look in the newspaper, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't have any skills. And I remember just feeling so hopeless and powerless because I just was like, I know I want to make money, but I like literally, there are like 5 jobs available and they're all like typing shit. And I'm like, what was that? What did I learn all that shit for? I didn't have the opportunity of the internet back then, you know, and there was no courses teaching people how to have success that I would have applied myself to and been, you know, it wasn't until 2010 that I discovered internet marketing, and then like a light switch went off and I just pursued that. And the other thing is, guys, I asked my business partner about this, who I really respect, and he said, you know, he's always admired what I was able to do with digital marketing, and he said the reason he admires me is because I failed so much. And I was like, that's true. I allowed myself to fail and fail and fail. Like I built all these blogs and websites that I was like hoping would make me a ton of money and be successful. They all were not. I at one point had like 10 or 11 blogs built. I tried this course, things didn't work. But the thing was, I did not stop. And that's where you guys, I want to motivate you to as much as I can, but you really gotta get this, how far ahead you are, and get that it's okay to fail, and get that you're gonna be successful in the things that you fail in. Oh, I'm gonna do a video on that too. You're gonna be successful in the things that you fail in. Just like Michael Jordan has that quote about how much he fails. He missed the game-winning shot this many times. He's not perfect. No one's perfect. But the failure made me the success, because I really for those first few years, that first year, it was just nothing but failure. But I had a good enough mindset where if I made like one sale or one affiliate sale or a few visitors to my blogs, I was so happy with that success. I took away the pressure of like, I have to be this instant success. And it's a lot of you guys, if you could just take that pressure off yourself with digital marketing, I swear, everyone who's taken the course that I've ever been in touch with, and there's maybe some people that never talk to me, but everyone who's taken the course, everybody, to my knowledge, experiences results. And if they don't, it's almost 99.9% of the time, it's not because they have some inability. It's because they give up, or because they didn't fully pay attention to what I was saying and follow the directions. So it's like all you have to do is actually learn what there is to learn and then apply it with a positive mindset and patience with yourself. And don't be like, oh, it's too late for me, and oh, it should happen in a week. If you have that patience, like I remember I even had one student, or even like Ashley is one of my favorite examples, because she was remember, this was an older person. She was a little older. She's like about my age, like a little younger than me, but she wasn't a millennial, in her 20s. And she was working a full-time career. So she had to do the course and her job. And I remember she was, still she was hopeful but hesitant. So I kept saying to her at certain points, like, you really need to, you can't keep overthinking it and waiting till you think you're ready. You really just have to go out there and start applying with everything you've learned. And she was very slow to do it because she was afraid, which makes total sense. And then finally, she actually ended up quitting her job, which she'd been at for a number of years, and just threw herself out there. And within like a month or two, she got the job she has now. And I acknowledge her for being willing to take that risk and to go out there. And this was after, I think it was maybe 9 months, because she was very slow in the process. And I had other students who, I said everyone has their own time frame for success. I looked at Morgan Freeman as a big inspiration to me, because he wasn't a successful actor until he was like 52. Rodney Dangerfield, Morgan Freeman I don't know if you guys know, he's a huge, Shawshank Redemption, Morgan Freeman. And Rodney Dangerfield was another comic who was like super, super famous back in the 80s, but he didn't get famous till he was 65. Like he was at the end of his life when he got famous, and he had a great career after that. But those are extreme examples. But like, I just want to let you know, I would say for myself, even, I look at like Matt, my business partner, he's like 30, I'm 41, and part of me is like, he's ahead of me. I was one of the slowest to have success of anyone you'll meet. So what's your excuse? Like, you're like in your 20s? Even if you get my course and it takes you like 2 years to go through it, you're still ahead of me. So you have a lot more going for you than you realize. So just remember that. That's what I have to say. So I hope some of that is helpful to you guys. Leave comments below. Let me know. I enjoy making these videos, and if you like watching them, I'll keep making them. Like whatever comes into my head, or leave comments with questions or things you want me to talk about. So again, this is Seth with InDemandCareer.com and Skip College for Success, reminding you that you are capable of more than you think, and it is not too late. All right, I'll see you next time.